Is there anything unique that will give players like a competitive advantage when they purchase the premium track?
No.
Okay, well, I'm done. I thought I was going to be able to get something good out of this. What's the point of it then? Yeah, boo. Wow, guys, I'm going back to Lost Ark. This sucks.
No. The premium track is mostly the only thing that's really exclusive to that are the cosmetic items.
Welcome to Forged in Eternum, where we talk all things New World. Today I'm joined by Patrick, the Seasons lead, and Phil, our progression product owner. Today we're going to do a deep dive on Seasons. In case you didn't get to play in the PTR, this will be the show that sort of gives you a deep dive in what they are and why they're important to New World.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Patrick. Give me a brief overview of what Seasons are for New World.
Yeah, so with New World, every quarter we're going to give players a large drop of content that's themed around a central idea. So using season
So every quarter, okay, so you're going to have like four seasons a year? That seems decent.
one is our example here. We're giving players the Fire and Fellowship season.
That got delayed, by the way.
What comes in Fire and Fellowship is a season narrative. You're going to follow Grace O'Malley and this band of mercenaries along their quest to defeat a Varangian warlock. You're getting a season pass, which is a great way to progress yourself, get a lot of awesome rewards along the way. And then we're also going to give players additional content each season that's tied to that theme. So the Empyrean Forge,
that's the new dungeon.
Rabbit's Revenge event, and Fury of the Spriggan.
That's awesome.
What's an Empyrean Forge?
Fury of the Spriggan? Don't tell me you're going to put one of those janky-ass motherfuckers in the game again. It was fucked in the year 2020. It's still fucked. I hate that fucking mob. It's so annoying.
Is that a new crafting station?
Empyrean Forge is not a new crafting station. It's the new expedition where you're fighting a lot of Varangian knights and an elemental being.
Both of the new dungeons that New World has added, well, actually three of them, the Barnacles and Black Powder, Tempest Heart, and I was going to say the Uranus, the Aeneid. I feel like all three of their new dungeons are S-tier dungeons. And I think that, like, Tempest Heart is probably one of the best dungeons in terms of aesthetics that I've ever seen in any MMO. I really feel that way. I think Tempest Heart is fucking S-tier. It is amazing. I love it.
Named a free inside a dungeon. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome, man. It is awesome.
Split enemy types
I
That's only an
inside
Aeneid,
track
right?
here. It's pretty cool.
One of the things you mentioned, I just want to call out as super important, is this like regular cadence that Seasons is going to come out. You know, we're going to try to do this every quarter and like make sure there's an appointment or reason to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Players should know that, when a season comes, this is a great time to hop into New World. You have a whole new pass to progress, a lot of new content to check out, and as you said, should be an appointment for players.
Yeah. And all the content that
they have to fucking add some better cosmetics, man. Like, so many, like, there are no greatsword cosmetics that are just absolutely big dick. Like, they need better cosmetics.
Patrick mentioned is free, right? Regardless of like the narrative, the expedition, all the content is.
That's right. Everything's free. So think of it as just a massive update to the game, right? And it comes along with everything Patrick mentioned. And yeah, it doesn't cost anything to just jump in and check it all out. So it's a really, really good time for players who have maybe put the game down for a second to come back in and see all the new improvements. And it also just comes with a bunch of other improvements we're doing across the game too. So it's a huge quarterly massive updates for sure.
Great.
Well, let's dig into the two biggest parts of Seasons that I want to talk about today. The first is Season Pass.
Yeah.
So let's start off with you, Phil. Talk to me a little bit about the Season Pass and the different tracks and how it all works.
Sure. So like we were kind of mentioning, it is free for people to engage with. For the Season Pass itself, similar to other types of examples that you'll find in other games, we have a free pass and a premium pass. And that goes along 100 levels. So when you jump into a new season, you'll have 100 levels of a season to progress through.
Holy shit.
And the cool part, I think, about our rewards track, about the season pass, is that you're going to get rewarded on every single level.
Okay, so you get free premium. This is some cosmetic bullshit. You get Azoth at number... Oh, Azoth vials at number 4. Okay, cool. Sure.
That you accomplish. So 1 through 100. So it's 100 free rewards and 100 premium rewards that you can earn throughout the course of an entire season.
That's a lot. I mean, holy shit. 100 levels? What is this, Sword Art Online? Holy fuck. I wonder how easy it'll be to get each level.
Now, the free pass is exactly that. All players can make progress against that when they come in and they start playing through the seasonal content. And that, you know, is cost nothing and has 100 rewards. If you want to opt into the premium pass, an optional purchase, you can do that as well. And you'll unlock both the free and the premium rewards. So you get both rewards. Yeah.
And you can opt in at any time, which is really important. So if you complete your entire free track, then you, at the very end of the season, you can buy the premium pass too and get all those premium rewards you've earned up until that point.
Yes.
That's super cool.
It's actually fun. That would be a long unboxing moment, but it would be really rewarding and really fun.
So tell me a little bit about the
That's the way most of them work. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
types of rewards players will get. Like, give me some examples of some cool ones in the free track.
You get them out, right?
In the free track, where we have a cosmetics armor skin in there, which is really awesome, and we have a house pet that you can earn. So those are a couple of the premium items in there. It's also just...
You know what's in my house in New World? Nothing. Literally fucking nothing. There's a box to increase my storage capacity. And then I didn't pay the rent on the house, and they took it away from me.
Loaded with
trophies.
A bunch
I'm
of
lazy.
Like resources for all of your trade skills, gear, as well as
My
umbral
house is a
gypsum.
shithole.
We're super generous with the umbral and the gypsum that you can get from the free track.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, I think they should be a lot more generous with getting the umbral shards and shit like that. The reason why is that, like, if you have to fucking build up multiple sets of gear in order to do higher mutation stuff, that kind of sucks. Like, it's one thing getting one set of gear to 625, but getting like 4 or 5 sets to 625, like now that they're adding like a new mob type. You have the Lost, you have ancient fucking guardians, you have Angry Earth, you've got the corrupted. There's a lot, man.
like it should be a way for a lot of players to jump in, get a bunch of cool stuff,
And then
make a lot of
PvP
progress
too.
at the same time.
Cool. And what about
Yeah,
on the
I'm
other
glad they're
side, the
doing
premium
this.
track?
On the premium
Like,
track,
what's cool in that?
Oh yeah, it's more the same a little bit from the free track of like you get more loot, more in-game items. You get dyes. I forgot to mention on both tracks, so that's really cool as well. But on the premium track, we do have more cosmetics.
I don't like how they lock dies behind being time gated. I think that's weird. I don't know why they do that.
So you get weapon skins, tool skins, a tent skin, and you get that tent skin actually pretty
Thank
early
God.
on in the journey. So
Okay.
it's a really good early carrot for players.
Great.
And then we have
So the level 100 skin should be a great sword skin, and the great sword, it should be this one here. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Should be this one right here. And so we have this one. We're going to have the Fierce Deity Sword from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So yeah, this should be the level 100 one. And then if you're not sure what to go with, also Guts Great Sword. Let's see here, Berserk. Actually, since it's Berserk, I'm going to look this up off stream. And so we want this one right here. This exact one. Just put this in the game. That's it. It's very simple, very easy. Just put it in the game. Problem solved.
have a full premium apparel skin as well on the pay track. Actually, let me talk about that. So as you progress through the track, the rewards start to scale a little bit. They get a little bit better as you get to the end of the track. But at level 100 is where the juiciest rewards are on the track.
All right.
So for players who complete the season pass, on the free track, they're going to get a free gear set storage slot, which is huge. It adds a lot of benefit to players.
That's
so
great.
That's on the free
Okay.
track. And on the
like
pay
that.
track, that's where you unlock the premium apparel skin along with...
That's going to be the Guts Greatsword, guys. Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
just some more progression materials and stuff like that. So it'll be,
For
I
sure.
think, really, really lucrative for players who make it through the entire pass.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I got to ask you, is there anything unique that will give players like a competitive advantage when they purchase the premium track?
No. Everything that you can earn on the premium track, you can earn on the free track or honestly in game. The premium track is mostly the only thing that's really exclusive to that are the cosmetic items.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how you level up. So Phil
Yeah.
said there's 100 levels. Take me through like some ways that you can level up.
Yeah, so we have a handful of ways we're expecting players to level up in the pass. First and foremost, we have the season journey. The journey is subdivided into a handful of chapters, and each of these chapters is going to ask you to go do certain pieces of content. So chapter 1, for example, is going to ask me to go locate a lost easel and gather.
Nobody wants to do 5 songs. Don't make me have to do this. Like, I am fine killing Varangian Knights. I am fine doing faction missions. But I don't want to play a fucking song. My music level is 2 because I did it once for content. You can chop 5,000 trees? Okay, then it's fine then. Yeah, it's fine.
That, go capture a faction control point, things like that are tasks you're probably going to be doing anyway in New World. So you're going to make consistent progress in your journey, just doing your day-to-day activities. One thing that's really important about the journey that I want to call out is we intend for that to be soloable by players. So if you're a solo player who does not like grouping or maybe does not like PvP, you have the opportunity
That's good. This is good. I'm glad they're doing that.
to progress your entire journey and complete all those chapters. So that was really important to us, and that's something I think we did pretty well in Season 1. Other than the journey, you also have the Season Activities card.
Okay.
This is a card with a lot of stamp locations, kind of like a bingo card, where you're going to have the opportunity to go do more day-to-day tasks. So something like go...
So it's basically, whoa, wait. So this is basically like Wondrous Tales for 35-year-old balding men. Got it.
Go and
All right,
gather
sounds
a
good.
Wispy Bloom flower if the Springtide Bloom event is active, or go and participate in an outpost rush. By doing that, you're going to get a nice chunk of season XP that you can stamp on the card and collect. Other than those two, we also have the season challenges. These are more aspirational season-long goals for players to partake in, and they're going to be a lot harder. So one of those, for example, is complete the Mutation Level 10 Empyrean Forge with a score of 75,000 points.
What the fuck? Holy shit. That's like, by the way, that's like doing a plus 20, plus 25 Mythic Plus dungeon. That's insane. Holy shit. No, 7.5k is a lot.
That's for the more high-end PvE players, aspirational. People like Phil probably won't complete that during the
It's
season.
a faraway gleam in my eye,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
But it's a great way to progress your pass if you happen to complete that challenge. So those are your 3 primary vectors.
Wow.
The 4th is the passive experience you get just by playing New World. So a lot of activities in the game are going to reward you with tiny amounts of season experience just for doing them. So if you participate in an outpost rush, you'll get 25 season experience here and there.
That's cute.
Participating in an arena, completing an expedition, all those activities will reward you.
What about
and one
killing
change that we have coming
a
in thanks
turkey?
to PTR feedback is we're
They
adding...
should have like every turkey that you kill should give you 1 season pass experience. Only 1. And maybe like if you kill like 100 turkeys, you get a gun. It makes it give 2 experience. That's what they should do.
In a system that'll give you
I would
passive
get the
season
guy.
experience
Hell yeah.
for all experience you gain. So once you hit a certain threshold of player experience, you'll get a nice little bump of season experience, a lot like what we do with Azoth Salt. This will let players feel like they're progressing at a consistent cadence, doing whatever they want to do in game.
Great.
That's cool. And you like the activity card, right?
I
You're a
really
big
like the
fan of
activity
that.
card. Yeah, I was really excited about this design from day one, honestly, when we were talking about how we want to
I'll say Wondrous Tales is pretty good in Final Fantasy. So yeah, I think it's smart for them to do the little punch card. Sure, why not? Why not try it out?
allow players to make progress in their session. The system that we came up with in the gameplay feature is the activity card, and like Patrick mentioned, it's a bingo card essentially. It has a lot of the activities that players routinely do in their daily play sessions. A lot of stuff that kind of correlates with activities that players do when they're earning gypsum and things like that as well. And so the idea is you come in your session, you're doing stuff, and you're getting progress on this activity card. You can use it to form goals, but also it should just be something that you're steadily making progress against too. And when you complete one of the activities, you get to go stamp the card. And based on that, there's also a little strategic level of gameplay too, because creating lines and filling out cards gives you bonus XP. So if you're strategic about what you're doing and where you're stamping, then it really is a super powerful way to earn season XP based on just completing stuff and essentially playing bingo.
No, this is smart for them to do because it will encourage people to do activities that they don't naturally do, to fill out their bingo card. This is a good idea.
Completing lines, filling up your cards.
Yeah, it's super fun, and you got to decide when to re-roll. Like, there's a little almost mini game in it.
There is, yeah. So I'm really excited. I think it was a really fun
So
way.
you can re-roll. Maybe like if you get up to like maybe 6 or 7 or so, and there's like 9 total, and you can re-roll until you get up to like maybe 6 or 7, and then after that, like you've got to put the last 3 stamps on there, and you can't decide where those last 3 are. But like if in some way you got like 3 or 4 lines with that, oh my God. And then maybe what they could do is they could add a pet or a mount maybe to New World. It's like a boar if you get all 4 of them. Wouldn't that be cool? Wow.
To add a little layer of strategery on top of the
Strategic.
That's a good word.
on the season XP earning. Yeah.
So, what do you think? Like, how long is it going to take a player, you think, to get to level 100, an average player?
Probably
Yeah,
like a month,
I think
I'd say.
an average player, if
it sounds like.
I will say that completing the journey will get you a very big chunk of progression. That should get you about halfway through the pass.
Okay.
And then completing the activity cards and everything else, we want that to be around 50-ish hours, depending on how you're playing. I think you could. I mean, that's going to scale
That's
based
nothing.
on how. For me,
I do that in a
right.
day.
Let's go back to the challenges real quick.
You might not get many
I
challenges.
might not get all the challenges done, right? And so players that do
Bro, it's like 2 challenges an hour.
can, will get through it a bit faster. Players that don't, thanks to the passive XP and thanks to the activity card, I think though they can still make really, really meaningful progress every time they play. So, but yeah, it's about 50 hours.
I think that's good. I mean, like in New World, like I logged into New World, like this is maybe like 5 days ago, and I went to Brimstone Sands, like the main city, and there was just this Chinese kid screaming into the fucking mic for no reason. Nobody understood anything he was fucking saying, and he was just sitting there screaming in the town square, and there was like 20 people gathered around him. Like, you know what he's saying, brother? I ain't got a fucking thing. Nope. Probably something about communism. True. Yeah. And nobody had any fucking idea, and they were just fucking circled around them watching him scream like this. It went on
Give
for
or
like
take,
5
I think,
minutes.
depending on how proficient you are.
And that should be achievable for
great.
even casual players throughout the duration of a
Maybe you wanna
season.
log
So we
on
really
again.
want to make sure that everyone is able to progress that pass and kind of do that at their leisure.
Yep, correct.
Great.
Yeah, because it is 3 months, and so yeah.
So I like to focus mostly on PvP. Can I still hit 100?
You still can, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Some of those activities will definitely point you towards other not PvP content. You know,
Turkeys.
expeditions are not really PvP content, and that'll be on your journey. But because you're getting that passive XP from arenas and Outpost Rush and other things, you know, you have a path to level 100.
But it might be just a touch slower.
Yeah, it might be a little
There
slower.
are specific PvP activities on the activity card, though, too.
Yep.
Okay.
So you
what I would
can
assume.
definitely get
Yeah.
rewarded in larger ways and big chunks for that.
Awesome. Let's jump into the narrative, the other cool
right.
thing. So give me a little overview. What is the narrative? What's it about? Tell me about it.
Yeah, for sure. So when we last saw
I think they actually did a very good job at structuring the story for Brimstone Sands. I went through the entire quest line, and the entire quest line made sense. It was well voice acted. There were cutscenes. It was good. It was actually good. I played everything.
Grace O'Malley, she was shipwrecked on Eternum, and you helped free her and
Yep.
do a few quests with her. Now, as a level 60 player, she's been spreading your name around the island, kind of singing your praises to a lot of people.
They really need some more hot characters. Like, we need a Lilith. Like, Isabella was all right, but I think she's dead, right? So, like, that's kind of done. I mean, you can bring her back and just have her be, like, super goth and, like, she's undead, which is, like, that's fine. But, like, we need a few more of them.
And she's decided to form a mercenary company.
And Dario.
So, without your
yeah.
knowing, she's now been kind of selling you out, trying to get people to sign up for your help. And now that she has you on board, you're going to sign along with her, and you help your first client, this Celtic spear warrior named Sky. Sky had her warrior's fire stolen by a Varangian warlock named Faceless. So a lot of the
Makes
season
sense 'cause
narrative
it
for
doesn't
the player
face.
is going to be helping Sky get that back. You're going to track down Faceless, figure out where he's hiding out, what he's been.
Don't tell me that you fucking put the new fucking guy. Oh, well, I mean, I guess that's malevolence, so it's not really the exact same thing, but like, we gotta have a new area for him to be in.
Up to, and ultimately you're going to bring the fight to him. So while you're doing that, you're also recruiting more people to your mercenary company, because a mercenary company of 2 is not that great. Mercenary company of 3 to 4, much better.
Well, guess what? A mercenary company of 50 or 100 isn't too good either, so why don't you increase that to like 1,000 or something like that? Make the servers bigger, so, you know, like, there's more for us to do. Because, like, there's not really that many in 50 or 100, so, you know, there it is.
So you'll meet Xander, the warrior, and you'll help get him aligned with your goals and bought into helping the Silver Crows.
Okay.
Awesome. So this is like a quest structure. Are there rewards along the way as I'm doing these quests?
Oh, yeah. There are rewards along the way. We're introducing a new material called Flame Cores, too, because that's going to be, it essentially is a little bit similar to the way that the gypsum casts work in the game, but Flame Cores can be traded in to a specific station that will guarantee that you get items that have the anti-Varangian perk on them. So that's another perk we've added in this season, because we're really ramping up the
Oh, fuck. I gotta have another set. I need another set now. Anti-Varangian perk. Oh my god.
end-game presence of the Varangian Knights. And so this will be a way for you to kind of get a little help and a little bit of an edge against the enemy AI in this season. So I'm excited about that. I think that's really cool. One big reward I forgot to mention that I do want to touch on is that it's around Sky. So I think Sky is a brilliant character. I think she came out so well. Our artists and the narrative team did a great job, I think, crafting her. And when we saw her, it was like, oh my gosh, we need to let the players get that outfit.
Yeah, she's
and so
pretty
completing
hot.
the season journey too will also get you a skin of Sky's outfit too, which is really, really cool. So you can be a tartaned up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Celtic warrior like Sky. It's really, really cool.
Cool.
That's awesome. Let's talk about can you give me like your favorite moment in the narrative without, obviously we don't want to give any story spoilers, but anything really cool or memorable about it?
Yeah, so one sticks out to me. As you are recruiting people to the Silver Crows company, Grace, interviews a number of candidates in Morningdale. And that sequence to me really kind of drives home where
I'm glad they're using Morningdale more. I feel like that's one of the best zones in the game. And I would even argue like the rain area in that zone is really, really cool. And I feel like it never got used at all.
we're heading with cinematics in our quest line.
Yeah.
On top of that,
it's
it's
funny
just
if
funny.
you haven't played it.
Yeah, that's super fun. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. It really does ramp up our in-game storytelling, though, in a good way. And I'm really excited for the future. Just seeing that too, it still makes like I've played it a bunch already. It makes me laugh every time. So it's awesome. It's a really good point.
Any moments that resonate for you?
Yeah, that's a big one actually. Because it still makes me giggle. But the other one too is I love a good villain, and I love the introduction of Faceless, and I think every hero needs a villain.
So basically, what we have received is where's this thing? Can I find it? So we have received Wondrous Tales. And we have also received the Asmongold.
Faceless.
There's somebody over there that's been playing a lot of Final Fantasy.
For you?
Yeah, that's a big one actually. Because it still makes me giggle. But the other one too is I love a good villain, and I love the introduction of Faceless, and I think every hero needs a villain personally, and the more that we introduce that and give these threats on Eternum some characterization and everything too. So like the whole introduction in the face off with Faceless. Yeah,
very cool.
I really like that.
There's I don't want to give any spoilers,
Yeah.
but there's a cool spy scene that I love where you got to like sort of parkour to the top of a church and you watch them scenes.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's
The
cool.
storytelling is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone. That sort of takes us to the end of
So
the
that's gonna
deep
be
dive on
seasons.
seasons and brings us to our community question.
Here
what
we
we'd
go.
love to ask you all is, what do you hope to see in season 2? The one thing that you'd love to see changed or adapted or new in season 2. Thanks for joining us.
I think having long form rewards that are really like they stand out. Like New World, I think, has a problem with cosmetics, that a lot of the cosmetics are very drab or boring. And if there were level 100 cosmetic rewards or capstone cosmetic rewards for like completing a mythic 10 of a dungeon, I feel like a lot of people would probably try to push for that. They would get excited for it, and it's a way for people to distinguish themselves. I think that's one of the biggest and most important things, is having things that players can distinguish themselves with that look really cool, and people can see that from a distance and be like, wow, that's awesome.
Today, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in Eternum.
There it is. I figured I'd watch this. I haven't really kept up with a lot of New World stuff, and I like took a break to play Diablo and a couple of other games before then. But I do want to get caught back up and play that as well. Characters look bad in New World anyway. I feel like they look fine, man. You should see the weapon balance updates. Yeah, they're nerfing Greatsword, right? Like it's disappointing that they're nerfing Greatsword. But the truth is that Greatsword is just so good. It's just it's so fucking ridiculously good, especially with like having the health recovery, the trenchant strikes. Good for mages though. Next update, yeah, it's still good with nerf. Yeah, I feel like it should still be very good. And yeah, that's kind of the way that I feel about it. New World has 0 lore. It's generic to the max. Well, the problem is that they did add a little bit of the lore. They did. And I feel like the improvements are like, you can see them. And whenever I went through all of the new quest lines and the new stuff that was added, most of the people in the chat enjoyed it and they thought it was pretty good. Like the voice acting was decent, the story was all right, and most things in general made sense. So yeah, I would say that, yeah, it was a positive. It has lore. Yeah, it's improved a lot. New World feels like no MMO or a game, more like a piece of software that hit all the checkpoints on their list, so you can call it an MMO. Well, I feel like New World has a lot of really good MMO elements to it, but it's held back by a handful of things too.